my people? Welcome back to, shut the fuck up. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back to the Mexico Hotline, where I crash out on the internet and am insufferable on every single platform. Because why not? I have left this to the last minute, and I ended up, posting on my Instagram and being like, what do you guys want me to talk about? So, we're gonna talk about how the male loneliness epidemic is fucking fake. The loneliness epidemic is fucking fake. But before that, I'm wearing a new shade of lipstick, and I feel like I look like a pig with lipstick on. I feel like a fatty piggy. She's fat! This is why I don't wear lipstick. Red lipstick, hot, can do that. I can't do it though. Any other lipstick, my lips are naturally really big. I don't have to wear lipstick, I just choose to. No, but my natural lips are very pink, and I bite them a lot, so they do become very blushed throughout the day. So lipstick just honestly, I don't know. I might have to find a brown. Maybe I'll find a brown. Also, I got some peonies and they've opened up and they are so fucking beautiful, but I've never seen anything like this before. Are men okay? No. Do I care? Yes, but also no. Okay, we're gonna unpack that with no credentials, but a ton of lip gloss. Fun fact, I actually don't like lip gloss. I get sensory. Oh my god, right. So basically, I've been seeing all over TikTok and shit being like you need to be having Moroccan baths and you need to be doing this. I will tell you this now. I don't want to be a clean girl and I'm not stanky ass and smelly. But one thing about me is I can't do that shit. I can have an everything shower, but number one, I struggle to get in the shower in the first place. I shower, guys. I shower, I promise. Sometimes twice. But it's a mental load for me to even get in and do everything. But then for me to leave and be I need to lather myself in body oil and then scents and oils and creams. I'm I can't fucking do it. Unless it's quick drying, I can't do it. I don't want to feel sticky. I don't want to feel oily. I don't want to it makes me feel fucking worse. And it's really weird because I know it's sensory overload and that could just be my neurodivergent self. But then I also want to be one of those girls that smells like bath salt. I want to smell I want to be the bitch that they cheat on their girlfriend with. You know what I mean? The bitch and a men's depiction of women that she's so hot and she smells like motor oil, but also bath salts. And this is why they always buy us bath salts. When they need to apologize, they get us a single rose and some bath salts. You know? It's no, but it was he didn't forget our anniversary. He did get me some really nice bath salts and a candle. What bitch wants bath salts and a candle? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? But yeah, I can't be one of those bitches. And I want to light those candles and stuff, but even candles piss me the fuck off. I only like apple pie or in the winter / I call it Harry Potter season. It's right between autumn and winter, which is October, November is the only time you're allowed to watch Harry Potter, okay? Only. It's this weird scent of kind of cranberry, but then also pine, cranberry, berries. Also, if you can hear background noise of cars and shit, it is way too hot to close my windows, so just kill yourself. Yeah, I can only deal with those scents. Everything else, I don't see a point in it. I don't see a fucking point. Do I want to be walking into a H&M smelling linen? No, I don't. Wait, this is not H&M? This is my bedroom? Excuse me! My bad. I don't know if it's just me, or the thing is, I don't really have a sense of smell in the first place, but then also, it could be the fact that I have flowers in my bedroom because my boyfriend gives me flowers every week. I have flowers, but my favorite type of flowers are peonies. Number one, lilies. I absolutely adore lilies. If I had to have a number one flower in my back garden, it would be hydrangeas or peonies, but hydrangeas because they're so beautiful. But top one, lilies. Second, peonies. And then third will be snapdragons because they're so fucking beautiful. But the thing is, those smells are so pungent in the first place that I can't smell it unless I'm really close. But then I realize anyone who walks into my room is can you open a window? And I'm why? Does it stink? And they're no, it's just... Okay, maybe I get it now. Maybe I get it. So why the fuck do I want to be... Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I don't like certain smells. I can't smell and I probably stink all the time. Cool. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Messy Girl Hotline, where I psychoanalyze men, and I mean the general type of men. Social men. I don't mean normal men. Because I really want to deep dive into this, loneliness epidemic, men and women, but also on the other hand, what it's like to date. Because I think, okay, I grew up with guy friends a lot more than girlfriends, and I think that's because I grew up with brothers and also was a very weird kid. Like, I think now I can consider it like social cues. Like, even my own mum will be like, try and talk to me, and she's like, sit down, let's have a conversation. And like, there is like so much trauma there that I just don't want to talk to her. Even she will be like, you're just like, okay, maybe not my mum, but like my dad. He'll say something and be like, oh, I sold this item for like 190 quid. And I will be like, okay. And he'll be like, and then this happened. I'm like, oh, cool. And I know, like, when people talk to me, it's like talking to a man. But then when I talk to my boyfriend, I'm like, why is he not asking me questions? Why does he not get it? If he looked at me and was like, if I said to him, I like beef better than chicken, he would be like, cool. If I said it to my girlfriends, they would literally be like, oh, why is that? Why is that? What made you decide that you like beef more than chicken? Are you looking at more recipes? What's happening in your life? But then when I'm talking to people, I understand how frustrating it is. Because I sound like a man. Maybe it's just authority. Maybe it's just with adults, because with my friends and people my age, it isn't like that. Like, I open up and trauma dump, like, immediately. But that's also to, like, the crazy bitches. But, you know what I mean? So, number one, I am an idiot. And two, when it comes to dating, I was saying this to my friend yesterday, because a lot of my friends are either looking for new relationships or they're getting into new relationships, and they asked me for my opinion. And I said to my friend yesterday, this is going to sound really narcissistic, but it's gonna sound so fucking narcissistic. I'm the type of friend which is like, if you aren't telling me something, you're in the wrong. And I don't mean it in the sense of like, my opinion matters the most against everyone's. Cause I am a high ruler girl. I am high maintenance. Wait, no. I am a high value man. No, it's more the fact of, I won't bullshit you. A lot of my friendships over the years have crumbled because I'm either too real, or I'm mean, or like, I just tell you the fucking truth. And the thing is, for me, because my life and my brain is so high functioning in a way, like it's constantly on overdrive, I can't be bothered with the bullshit. I'll let you be delusional, but I'll tell you from the moment on, okay, you're being delusional, but go have fun. Like, you won't hear me lie to you. You won't be like, oh, but like, you never said that this was bad. No, I'll tell you that you're a fucking idiot. I'll tell you to your face, and if you can't deal with it, I'm not trying to be mean, but you're doing wrong. You are doing wrong. You are doing wrong for yourself. Like, I'll have a shoulder for you to cry on, but if you ended up making that decision after everyone has put so much emotional, physical, and mental effort into you being like, don't do this, don't do that, why the fuck are you coming to me now crying? So, especially with men itself, if you can hide something from me, or you're like, I won't tell her that because then she'll tell me this, wrong. The guy's an ass. If you're saying to yourself, but like, you know, like, he's not really like a friendly person, you shouldn't meet him, why are you hiding him from me? You know that I'm gonna hate. Cool, run, red flag, because I am so in your face. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like, everyone else's lives revolve around mine, but it is the sense of like, I'm like the big sister. Like, if I had a big sister and I was dating like a guy that's a bit red flaggy, but I'm also a bit toxic, and I told her and she was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'd be like, no, you're right. I never want to make my friends feel uncomfortable, and I hope I don't. But if you're not telling me something, that is a reflection on your choices. Because I want the best for you, and the friends that I do have, I want to support them, and I want them to succeed. If they look to me and were like, I can't go out drinking, I'm trying to save for a house, blah, immediately I'd be like, do not even worry. Come around my house. I'll pay for everything. We can drink in my garden. We can get the barbecue going. We don't have to go anywhere to spend money. I will literally revolve my entire life around your choices. Not because, like, I don't know why I do it, but it's more the fact of, like, I want to support my friends and the people I love so much that I could physically revolve my entire life around them. If they were like, I need a roommate, but I need someone else to pay rent, I'll move in with you. It's really strange. I don't care enough. I'm like, it's chill, I don't care. And like, especially what I was saying to Ace yesterday, she was like thinking about all these things and what she should do next in her life. And I said to her, these little things that you are, you know, kind of spiraling about. She goes, I know it's not that deep. And I said, no, life is deep. Life is so fucking deep. Life is so deep. but it's also so short. You don't have a lot of time. So if you're spending time and effort, your mental capacity on these tiny little things and spiraling constantly, your life is going to be meaningless. Life is supposed to be emotional. Life is supposed to be exotic and exciting and fantastic in a way. Like, you're human. You're supposed to feel and live it. But if you're spending time dwelling on all these tiny little things, you're never gonna break out your shell. You're never gonna experience anything. You're never going to genuinely be happy. So this is what I want to talk about. A bunch of studies say that men have no friends. If you watched Fleabag or you've read it, like, if you're a thought daughter, you will know that I love Fleabag, and then also you love Fleabag. We love Fleabag. And then there's this one monologue that has always, like, been in my heart, and I want to see if I can find it. Hold up. There's this one monologue of Fleabag being at a bar with an older woman, talking about female pain. And I know in the last episode we spoke about female rage and female pain and where it stems from and all these things. But I think that monologue just kind of symbolizes and also just sums up what this new epidemic of loneliness is about. Not just for men, but in general, and I found it. Women are born with pain built in. It's our physical destiny. Period pains, sore boobs, childbirth. You know, we carry it within ourselves throughout our lives. Men don't. They have to seek it out. They invent all these gods and demons and things so then they can feel guilty about things, which is something we do very well on our own. And then they create wars so they can feel things and touch each other and shout with honor. And then, when there aren't any wars, they play rugby. And we have it all going on in here. We've pain on a cycle for years, and then when you feel like you're making peace with all of it, what happens? Menopause comes. And it's the most wonderful fucking thing in the world. And yes, your entire pelvic floor crumbles, and you get hot and no one cares, and then you're free. You're no longer a slave. You're no longer a machine with parts. You're just a person. It's business. And that monologue, I genuinely think cycles around my brain so much. And it's true. And this social term for this male loneliness epidemic. Genuinely, I was reading a statistic a long time ago. Because I used to have, like, resentment for therapy when I used to be forced into it. Like, I was forced into it by my school. And I had this thing of, like, you don't care. You're just being paid. Blah, blah. And I remember my therapist looking at me and we, like, after a couple sessions, and she just said, Gabby, if enough people spoke to their friends, therapists wouldn't exist. And I was thinking about it, and I don't know if I've spoken about it on here before, but there's this thing where the government and just society, not even society, because society wants these third-party places. These, I don't know what they're called, third spaces, like not your home, not work, but a place that you can hang out for free, like a park, where you can hang out for free. I hope you know that AI and like ChatGPT and stuff is ruining the economy. And the thing is, not the economy, the world. This is something a lot of people do not know about. You know your emails that you don't delete? Where do you think they are being stored? Up in the cloud? No, there are literal systems out in the desert that are ruining the desert, and they are being stored there. You're like, unless you actually physically delete that data, it is all being stored in the desert or in the Antarctic. And this is why the world is going through climate change. Not just the emails, but just in general. So please go delete your emails and stop using ChatGPT and just stop using AI. Because genuinely, there is multiple documentaries being filmed right now of their people that live near these AI centers, these databases and all these things, and they are having to harvest water from rain because they're not being able to live. Their water and electricity and everything is literally being taken from them, and they're barely being able to live. So I just hope you guys knew that. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but let's get our shit together, okay? Yeah, a third space refers to a space, not a home or a second place, not like work. It's a neutral, free, low-cost spot where people can gather and socialize without spending money. And the government, or kind of these people in power, are trying to remove these communities and trying to remove these third spaces so then people don't socialize with each other. And me and my dad were actually talking about this yesterday at work. And he was saying to me, like, because I was saying I would love to build a house like we do in Lithuania. In my home country, you could buy a plot of land and then build a house, whatever you want. You could have staircases. And my dad's friend that I used to spend the summers with, it's very much like the summer I turned pretty. I'm so privileged. And he used to own a cafe on the side near the beach. And I remember like being on my own whilst my dad was helping him out. My mum was like with the cafe and stuff, and I would like run around, and he had this like spiral staircase and this massive home, and he would rent out to people for cheap, like elderly people. So it was like an old people's home. But I remember like running up the staircase, and I always said to myself I would love like a spiral staircase and stuff, and I would love to have like a home in Lithuania. That, not just Lithuania, because right now I'm really against my country and it's weird. I mean, the only way I can put it is that's my little brother. The reason I am very back and forth with my country right now is because my little brother, who's just turned 17, he was born here, he studied here, he's a citizen here. He has literally every single document to be allowed in this country. The only thing is he has a Lithuanian passport like all of us, and he is being shipped off to war. He is literally being shipped off for recruitment. He's literally being recruited for war. And when I got that letter, it sent a pit into my stomach. Because I was like, how fucking dare you? So we're trying to fix that right now. So right now that's on my mind. But apart from that, that's what I'm saying is, I was talking to my dad about it, and I was saying, what the fuck was I on about? My eye hurts. What the fuck was I? Yeah, so I was talking about it with my dad, and I was like, I would love to build my own house, and he goes, Gabby, that's never gonna happen. Society is trying to move forward, and then the people actually in power are literally convincing you that renting is good, and you should be non-binary, and like, not like non-binary, like that's fine, but you should be free, and you should not be attached to anything, so then you can work anything, and do anything, and, but like, that is just ruining you. If you want to be non-binary, but that doesn't mean that you have to, like, even with gender or gender fluidity, you don't have to physically transition or transform to be accepted. Like, you think that if you want to identify as a woman, and I know there's a lot of back and forth with, you know, identity and stuff, and I'm not the person that you should listen to it about, because, listen, I'm like a pan cis woman. Like, I was born a woman, I am a woman, and even though I deal with PCOS, as much as the most I deal with is my sexuality growing up, or the hair on my body and all these different things, I will never know the struggle of someone else. But I think with society, we've kind of enforced this idea of like, you have to be transitioned and had a boob job to be a woman. You know, like, no, like, I mean, there are people out there that, this is not the conversation I want to be on, but you know what I mean? Like, they are telling you that you need to be free. You need to have no mortgage and you need to rent so then you can be free just in case anything happens, just in case you get a new job. You are wasting your money. You have to have a boob job and rhinoplasties and all these things to be considered a woman, even if you are non-binary. Stop. Like, people are saying now, like, you need to download everything. Like, even with, like, Spotify fucking Premium, which I love, like, I love Spotify, and I know you guys are listening on Spotify, but even the fact of, like, you are paying, and now they're, like, coming out with, like, premium, so then you would have no ads during premium. What the fuck? They are doing everything to remove these spaces from you, remove your rights from you, remove everything from you, so then you actually physically do not obtain anything. What was my point in the first place? So yeah, like, even, like, with third spaces, communities are dying. Parks are dying. Gyms are dying. Everything is dying. So, of course, there's, like, a loneliness epidemic, especially in cities. Because, for fuck's sake, they are doing everything for you to not be around each other. And especially with London, for you to meet someone in London, you have to date someone. Like, there's literally Tinder ads, Hinge ads. Oh, you just, like, there's this one Tinder ad, which was a girl calling her sister and being like, her sister's like, you're in a city with 8 million people. You're sure to find someone. Download Tinder. And she downloads Tinder and starts dating a bunch of people just to find friends. And it's like, yeah, that is a way to find friends, but why does it have to be romantic? Every friend I have made, like one of my best friends, an ace, she messaged me randomly on Instagram because she saw one of my reels, and I went, yeah, okay, I'll meet up with you. Who cares? Most of my best friends I've met through TikTok or socials, just messaging girls and being like, do you want to meet? I think there's nothing wrong with it, but then also I did have this realization when I was talking to Will that girls make friends with each other so quickly because their guard's down. But then girls kind of stop being friends with those girls very quickly because we realize that they're crazy, you know? It's like, I'm like, guys will do things and then they'll excuse their friends for doing things, which is fucking dumb half of the time because, like, your friend that likes 18-year-olds now at the age of 21, it's just, like, it's funny because he's a bit of a pedo, but then when he's 46 and he's dating, like, a fucking minor, is that funny? No, that's when you cut him off. Like, there's signs from, the beginning, okay? Your friend's a fucking pervert. But with it, where I'm just gonna cut all my friends off. Like, it was literally 3 days ago. desperately crying, being like, I'm going to hurt myself. It was a stupid episode, and I was like, hurt myself. I'm gonna cut all my friends off, and they don't like me. They don't want me. I don't want to be around them. I just want to disappear. But I'm gonna feel bad if I just gonna disappear. I'm gonna friend. They don't need me in their lives, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, what the fuck am I on about? What the fuck am I on? What am I doing? Like, there's so many times, like, I get it. I know I can make jokes, and I can make this whole episode about, like, what the fuck are you guys, like, I don't know how many times I'm there, like, crying my fucking eyes out, and the only person I want, or I feel like I can talk to is my partner. Any singular one of my girls, and they will pick up the phone and be like, let's talk about it, let's maybe meet up for coffee, I'll send you some cookies, come round mine. I don't, because I was, like, raised with brothers, very, like, closed off as a person, but, says that. But, you know, like, I get it myself. I also, if I can reach out and make friends, I don't see why society has put this stigma on, like, in a way, society has quietly engineered, like, loneliness into our lives. And then pathologized us for feeling it. We live in a world that was designed to isolate us now. Suburbs are replaced with villages, work from home replaced with the workplace community. Like, and then social media has convinced us that watching people live is the same as them living the same lives as us living with them and being alive. Capitalism thrives when we're too tired to gather, too busy to talk, or too individual to build a collective. We've been taught that asking for help is weak. Think about this whole independent daughter, older daughter vibe of, like, I can't ask for help, I'll be considered weak, I'll be, like, a disappointment to my family. Like, what the fuck? Like, self-sufficiency is virtue. The fuck? And then, like, needing people makes us broken. So instead of community, we build personal brands, and instead of friendships, we network. What has life come to? But then loneliness isn't a personal issue, it's a design flaw. And then I think about it, it's like, so how do we fight it? We could start by romanticizing the non-profitable, lingering conversations and group chats that aren't just memes. We actually speak to people with eye contact and not excuse everything for mental illness or literally categorize any singular feeling that we're feeling. Oh, you only feel like this because of this, and then you logic this because you're neurodivergent, and I've seen a lot of other people in the study do the things with the spectrum. Shut up, shut up, shut up. We need to, like, revalue this third space of parks and libraries and book clubs. And we need to learn how to reach out before we feel ready. Like, loneliness may be systemic, but so is community. And we built that. We've had that. We're gonna keep having that. We can't let society, socials, capitalism take over and let us... They can take everything they want away from us. But animals even need colonies. They need to group. They need to be together. And so do we. And they built this world to keep us apart. Like, not on purpose, but, like, look around. The system profits off our disconnection. It tells us that strengths mean self-sufficiency, that needing someone is weak. And we are meant to be with each other. We are meant to love each other and touch each other and help each other in the literal small things. What the fuck are we doing? I know what it feels like to be alone. I know what it feels like to have no one. I know what it feels like to be in a group of a family or friends, and you genuinely feel alone. And the thing is, the issue is, I'm dealing with my own things in those situations that I'm having to heal. But why is it then wanting to heal? The overall picture of wanting to heal and thinking about healing and just doing the work. Especially with dating. Like, I was thinking about this yesterday. We've glamorized this idea of, like, I can be toxic and I can be cool and I can do all these things and it's quirky, it's hot, maybe I'm a bit crazy. What's the fuck? What's the fuck? To feel connection with someone, you need to be, and I'm talking from experience, to feel connection now, you need to be hurting, you need to be aching, you need to be at the worst to be able to reach out to someone so then it feels like it matters. And I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to live like that. I don't, even as a girl, I don't want to feel like I have to be completely broken. I don't want to have to cry, or my point to come across, or for it to feel validated for men and for women. I don't want a man to be on his deathbed or even on suicide watch for, you know, his opinions and his feelings to matter. I don't want to cry to a friend or a boyfriend and for me to actually have to be crying, for it to be deep, or for it to be like not me being like overworked. I don't want to have to cry to society for people to be like, maybe it did hurt her feelings. Maybe it did hurt her feelings. Maybe she's not weak, and maybe what we said actually did mean something and it did hurt her and it did like stick in her brain. You know? I don't want us to downplay what each other is feeling. I don't want us to also rely on each other too much. It's this constant cycle of what do we actually want? We don't know. But life is so fucking deep. Why are the little things pissing us off more than our lives? Like, we genuinely care more about of like how people perceive us than us having like a dream job or a career or having something permanent. You know what I mean? I have no life savings at the age of 28, but I know I want this big of a wedding, and I know I want to live here, and I want to have a homestead, but you're doing nothing to save up for that or even work towards that. But you're crying about the fact that you have no savings. You can't have C without B, but you have A. I don't even know what this podcast is anymore, but it's pissing me the fuck off. So, I don't know how long I've spoken for. I don't care. I'm done. Reach out to a family member. Go tell your little brother or a brother or a sister in your family that you love them. Call them, text them, and I don't mean send them a fucking meme. Just text them that you love them, you are thinking of them. Go hug your friends. Go hug your friends. Go give them each other a handshake. Go buy them a fucking cookie. You got me a cookie, I bought you a cookie. I bought you a cookie, you bought me a cookie. Go do a fucking Nick Miller and buy them a cookie. For fuck's sake. I will see you guys next week. I love yous.